stay together. Watch me. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. All right, very nice clarinets. Go ahead and stand up and receive your applause. All right, clarinets, sit down. All right, my saxophones. We have 3 saxophones this year. Ready, saxophones? 1, 2, ready, go. Very nice saxophone. Stand up. Ready. All right, my trumpets are next. We have a sea of trumpet players this year. A sea of them. Here we go, trumpets. 1, 2, ready, go. Very nice trumpets. Go ahead and stand up. We have an incredible number of low brass students this year. We have 12 beginning trombone players. I've been teaching for 10 years. I've never had a section like this. It's fantastic. And we have 2 advanced trombones as well. And then we have 5 baritones. This is amazing. So here is our enormous low brass section. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Trombones, stand up. And the baritones, why not? Baritones too. Thank you, okay. Go ahead and sit down. I know it feels like the end of your college, but it's not. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving here. We have the next song for you called Russian Folk Song. Now this song is a little trickier than the things that I normally put on the concert, but I thought if we were smart with our practicing, that we'd be able to pull this off. So we're going to use this song to teach you how we learned it. We're going to practice a little bit in front of you. With this one, there's a couple measures that are kind of tricky. They kind of jump around a little bit. It doesn't work like the scale. They have to move their fingers kind of fast. So we're going to show you how we're going to take just 2 notes, and then just 3 notes, and then 4 notes. And then we're going to take that section, we're going to go the 3rd and the 4th measure. We're going to go from slow, which we've been learning a lot of Italian this year. I don't know if they've been sharing that with you or not. We're going to go largo, which means very slow. And then andante, which is a little faster. Then moderato, then allegro, then presto. Each time moving a little bit faster. The idea with this kind of practicing is that you're learning through repetition. Anytime you do something over and over again, but in small parts, not the whole song 5 or 10 times in a row, but just the hardest part 5 or 10 times in a row. And if you know that you can do that, say, I can play the 3rd or 4th measure, the hardest spot, I can play it 5 times in a row, no mistakes. Then you know you really have it. So this is just another tool that they use when they're practicing. So here's a little peek in our classroom. Russian folk song, 3rd measure, first 2 notes. First notes. Ready? Ready, go. Now 3 notes. Ready, go. Now 4. Ready, concentrate. Ready. Now, I didn't tell you to start yet. Watch. A little bit more like the classroom that I thought was going to be. Here's 4 notes. 4 notes in measure 3. Ready, go. Stop. Now we're doing the 3rd and the 4th measure, but we're starting largo. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Good job. Andante, slightly faster. 1, 2, ready, go. Moderato, 1, 2, ready, go. Allegro, 1, 2, ready, 1, 2, ready, go. There you go. Give them a round of applause. That's hard work. So now you're going to hear the final product, the whole song, and you'll recognize that part when you get to it. Here we go. Russian folk song, the whole thing with the wishbone. Did you hear it? You probably know it very well now too. All right, so our last beginning kind of song here, we have London Bridge is Falling Down. The challenge with this one is not only do they have to do all the multitasking that we talked about before, but they also need to know when to play and when not to play, because this is written as a duet. And there'll be some places where we all play London Bridge is Falling Down, and then one group will get the falling down, and the next group will go falling down, and we all play together. So it's another skill of not only knowing everything else, but okay, I've got to stop, right? We stop, we wait. When do I come in again? Should I play with everyone else? Just adding skill on skill. So here's London Bridge. Before we do our very last song of the evening, our advanced band song, I want to take this opportunity now that we have all of you together today to thank you so much for supporting your child in this program. I cannot do this by myself. The students and I cannot do it by ourselves. We really do need your support, and you're giving that, and I appreciate it so much. Every time that you've put the instrument in your child's hands as they're walking out the door, or delivered it to school if they've forgotten, or bought reeds when they need them, or reminded them to practice, any of that, thank you so much. It's a three-way street between myself and you guys and the students, and I really do appreciate that support. I try to stay in contact with you guys fairly often, and I do send out emails every month or so, sometimes not quite that often. If you have not been receiving any of those emails, if you could come up at the end of the concert, and there's a little piece of paper up here, just write down your email address if you'd like to be receiving those. Sometimes emails, either I don't read them properly off your permission slip, or maybe I didn't get one from you. So if you'd like to be included in that, please do come up at the end of class. We have several sort of class and individual challenges I'd like to tell you about, in case you're not aware of them. One of the first individual challenge is a karate belt competition that we've been doing. I'd like to recognize the students who have earned belts. Unfortunately, half of them are in the media center, so if that's your child who has earned a belt and they are a violin or a cello player, give them a pat on the back. They probably know who they are. For my band kids, if you've earned any belt, stand up. So these are students who come in during recess time and they form a line and they come and play their songs, and it's not just as easy as you come and play it and you get your belt. That I am pretty hard on them because it is sort of an extra thing. This is great to do if they're feeling great and they want to kind of push ahead a little bit, or even if they want, it gives them something to work towards if they're struggling a little bit. So if your child is not participating in this program, it's voluntary, it's definitely not mandatory, but if you'd like for them to start, you might want to give them a little nudge because we'll continue this the rest of the year. The second challenge that we do is a class competition. This is a competition with the winners get a pizza party. Okay. This is murmuring behind me. No one knows who won it yet. We've been doing this since the beginning of the year. Every time the students come to class, they get a possibility of getting 15 points. 5 points for perfect attendance, which means everyone comes on time to class with their instrument. 5 points for did they meet their practice goal. They should be practicing at least 70 minutes a week and writing it down on their sheet. So if your child has not been doing that, this is a fantastic time to start. And the third is for behavior. Class behavior has really been really great this year. Almost every class gets this every week, but not all the classes get 15 points a week. So our winners are the students in Violin C, beginning Violin C, who again are across the hall, but we can give them a round of applause and we will let them know as they come in. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to do our last song. This is Festival of the Gladiators. This is a lot more challenging than the beginning songs. Given our advanced students quite a challenge here, we don't meet in individual classes like we do in beginning. When they have advanced band, they have advanced winds, which is flute, clarinet, and saxophone, and advanced brass, which is trumpet, trombone, and baritone. So they have to come to my class very well prepared, because we learn the music, but it's really their job to learn the notes at home. So when we come together, we can put all these parts together, because they're playing in 4 or 5 parts sometimes, which it can be kind of complicated to put together. So they've been working really hard on this weekend. We've been talking about style and emotion and character and all this, and we're really working on playing something called staccato, which is very, very short. Yes? Yes? That's a little reminder there. All right, so we hope you enjoy Festival of the Gladiators.